Imagine being fined $1 million for a mistake. Sounds unreal, right? Well, for some professional sports figures, it's a harsh reality. In fact, Formula One stewards can now fine drivers up to €1 million, or about $1.06 million. This is a significant increase from the previous limit of $250,000. In the world of professional sports, fines of this magnitude are not unheard of. There have been instances where athletes, teams, and even owners have been hit with fines that reached into the tens or even hundreds of millions of dollars. Each one of these fines tells a story of a rule that was broken, a line that was crossed, or an integrity that was compromised. In this video, we will be counting down the top 11 biggest fines in sports history. We will delve into the history behind each event, giving you a clear understanding of what happened and why the fine was imposed. From Formula One to the NBA, these fines span across a variety of sports and involve some of the biggest names in the industry, so stick around till the end of this video. The last story is particularly shocking and serves as a cautionary tale for all. It's not just about a fine, but a much harsher punishment. Now, without further ado, let's dive into the world of the highest fines in professional sports history. Starting our countdown at number 10, we have the legendary Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan, a name synonymous with basketball, found himself on the receiving end of a hefty fine back in 1993. When he decided to take a brief hiatus from the sport, his sudden retirement announcement resulted in a fine of $100,000. Moving on to number 9, we turn our attention to an entire organization, the NBA Players Union. The union found itself in hot water when it was accused of tampering with players' contracts. The result was a $500,000 fine, a clear message that the NBA would not tolerate any interference with its contractual agreements. As we progress to number 8, we remain in the realm of basketball, but this time, it's an entire team taking the hit. The Los Angeles Lakers, one of the most recognized teams globally, were issued a fine of $500,000. The NBA found the Lakers guilty of tampering, a violation that the league takes very seriously. From individual players to unions and entire teams, no one is immune from the consequences of breaking the rules in professional sports. The reasons for these fines range from personal decisions to organizational missteps, but they all share one thing in common: moving up the ladder, the fines only get bigger. Stay tuned as we continue to climb the ladder of the biggest fines in professional sports history. In the 7th spot, we have Mike Tice from the world of NFL. Mike Tice was once a renowned name in the National Football League. However, his fame took a hit when he was slapped with a hefty fine of $100,000. This occurred in the mid-2000s when Tice was found guilty of scalping Super Bowl tickets, which is a serious violation of NFL rules. Moving on, we have another NFL star who made headlines for all the wrong reasons. In the 6th spot, we find James Harrison. Harrison, a formidable player, was known for his hard-hitting style. However, his aggressive approach on the field led to him being fined a combined total of $120,000 in a single season. This was due to a series of personal fouls that were deemed dangerous and detrimental to the safety of other players. In the middle of our countdown at number 5, we turn to the world of basketball. Here we find an iconic player who is no stranger to controversy: Kobe Bryant. The late Bryant, a legend in the NBA, was fined $100,000 for making a derogatory slur against a referee during a game. This incident, which took place in 2011, sparked a conversation about the importance of respecting everyone in the sport, regardless of their role. These stories reveal that no matter how successful or popular an athlete might be, they are not immune to the consequences of their actions. And while these fines might seem steep, they serve as a powerful reminder of the standards of behavior expected in professional sports. And we're only halfway through our list. The top 4 are still to come. Entering the top 4, we have Mark Cuban, the owner of the Dallas Mavericks. Known for his outspoken demeanor and passionate support of his team, Cuban found himself on the wrong side of NBA officialdom in 2002. After a contentious playoffs game, Cuban made some rather inflammatory comments about the league's referees. The NBA responded with a hefty fine of $250,000, one of the largest ever handed out to an individual in the sport. Just a spot above Cuban, we find Carl Long from the high-speed world of NASCAR. Long, a driver with a career spanning over 2 decades, faced a severe setback in 2009. During the sprint showdown, his engine was found to exceed the allowed size limit by a minuscule 0.17 cubic inches. In a sport where every fraction of a second counts, this was seen as a serious breach. NASCAR responded by imposing a fine of $200,000, marking one of the largest fines in motorsports history. And now, we're speeding into the runner-up spot with a fine from the realm of Formula One. In 2022, Red Bull Racing found themselves in hot water for overspending the Formula One cost cap. This rule was implemented to ensure fair competition and financial sustainability within the sport. However, Red Bull Racing exceeded the cap, leading to a staggering $7 million fine from Formula One's governing body. This penalty was further compounded by a 10% reduction in their allocated wind tunnel and computational fluid dynamics testing time, a crucial aspect of car development in this high-tech sport. This brings us to the brink of our number one spot, just one more to go, and it's a record breaker. Now here we are, the moment you've been waiting for. The biggest fine in professional sports history. Brace yourselves as we delve into the world of Formula One, a sport synonymous with speed, precision, and staggering fines. In 2007, the McLaren Mercedes team was hit with a jaw-dropping fine that sent shockwaves through the sporting world. This fine wasn't for a mere violation of rules or a slip of the tongue. No, this was a fine for espionage, for stealing confidential technical documents from a rival team, Ferrari. The motorsport governing body, FIA, took swift action, imposing a monumental fine of $100 million on the McLaren Mercedes team. This fine was more than a financial penalty. It was a statement, a clear message to all teams about the importance of fair play and the severe consequences of breaching trust. A staggering $100 million, a fine that remains unmatched in professional sports history. But there's one more story to tell, a penalty that goes beyond fines. However, before we dive in, if you find this content informative, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel. Your support means the world to us and helps us bring you the best financial content. Feel free to leave a comment with any video suggestions you might have. I would love to make more videos about topics that you guys are interested in. You just gotta let me know in the comment section. We now turn to the case of Tim Donaghy, a former referee in the National Basketball Association. In 2007, Donaghy's world came crashing down when he was implicated in a gambling scandal that shook the sports world to its core. He hadn't just been betting on games. He had been betting on NBA games he was officiating, providing inside information to gamblers, and compromising the integrity of the games he was overseeing. But the NBA didn't just fine Donaghy. In a turn of events that sent shockwaves through the sporting world, Donaghy was sentenced to 15 months in federal prison, the longest jail sentence a professional athlete has ever received for illegal sports betting. A chilling reminder that the cost of breaking the rules can be far more than financial.